Hey everyone, Tanmay here. Today, we're diving into the exciting world of JavaScript functions. Imagine functions like magical boxes in your code. You put something in, and something amazing comes out, just like magic. In simple terms, a function is a set of instructions that performs a specific task. It's like a mini program within your main program. Functions help us organize our code, make it reusable, and much more efficient. They are the superheroes of JavaScript, making our lives easier and our code cleaner. So, buckle up and let's explore the magic of JavaScript functions together. Let's learn how to create these magical boxes, or as we coders call them, define a function. It's super simple, just like building with Legos. First, we use the keyword, like saying, "Hey JavaScript, we're making a function here." Then we give our function a cool and descriptive name, followed by parentheses. Finally, we enclose the instructions for our function within curly braces. Function greet, jash, console.log, namaste, dosto. See, that's our first function. It's named greet, and all it does is print namaste dosto to the console. Easy peasy, right? Now our function is ready, but it won't do anything just yet. We need to call it, like ringing a doorbell to activate it. To call a function, simply write its name followed by parentheses. Greet. This line calls our greet function. When this code runs, our function springs to life and prints namaste dosto on the console. It's like magic, but it's just JavaScript. Just like our favorite ice cream, functions in JavaScript come in different flavors. Each type of function has its own unique characteristics and uses, making them suitable for different scenarios in our code. We've already met the classic named function, which is like the vanilla flavor of ice cream, reliable and always a good choice. But there are more exciting options to explore. We have anonymous functions, which are like secret agents without names. These functions don't have a name identifier and are often used in situations where the function is only needed temporarily. They are often used for short, one-time tasks, such as event handlers or immediately invoked function expressions, IIFEs. This makes them incredibly versatile and useful in many coding scenarios. For example, you can create an anonymous function and assign it to a variable like this. Let's say hi equals function slash console log. Hi there. Say hi. This line calls our anonymous function. And then there are the cool kids on the block, the arrow functions. These functions are a more modern addition to JavaScript and have a concise syntax that makes them very appealing. They are shorter and sweeter, making our code look sleek and modern. Arrow functions are especially useful when working with array methods like map, filter, and reduce. Here's an example of an arrow function. Const say, hello echo console.log. Hello, Mio. Say hello. This line calls our arrow function. Don't worry too much about the details now. We'll explore these different types of functions in depth later. Understanding the various flavors of functions will help you write more efficient and readable code, making your development process smoother and more enjoyable. Passing the baton parameters in functions. Let's make our functions even more powerful by giving them information to work with, like passing a baton in a relay race. We do this using parameters. Think of parameters as placeholders for values that our function will receive when it's called. We put these placeholders inside the parentheses when defining our function. Function, greet by name, Now, our function takes a name parameter. When we call this function, we need to pass in a value for the name. Greet by name, Virat. Output, Namaste, Virat. Greet by name, Rohit. Output, Namaste, Rohit. See how our function dynamically greets different people? That's the power of parameters. Functions giving back. Return values. Sometimes we want our functions to not just do something, but also give us back a result, like a vending machine dispensing our favorite snack. Imagine you put in $1, press a button, and out comes a delicious treat. Similarly, in programming, we often need our functions to return a value after performing a task. This is where return values come in. They allow functions to send back a result to the part of the program that called them. This result can then be used elsewhere in the program. We use the keyword inside a function to specify what value it should give back. This is like telling the vending machine exactly what snack to dispense. Think of it as the function saying, "Here you go, this is the result of my hard work." For example, if we have a function that adds two numbers, it will return the sum of those numbers. Function add numbers a, b. Return a plus b. Let sum ikikis add numbers 5, 7. Sum will be 12. In this example, our function takes two numbers, adds them, and returns the sum. The return keyword is crucial here because it tells the function to send back the result of the addition. We can then store this returned value in a variable, like sum, and use it later. This is incredibly useful because it allows us to capture the output of a function and work with it in other parts of our code. Return values are a fundamental concept in programming, enabling us to build more complex and modular code. By understanding how to use return values effectively, we can write functions that not only perform tasks, but also communicate their results back to us, making our programs more dynamic and powerful. Real-world fun with functions. Let's bring functions to life with a fun, relatable example. Functions are the building blocks of any programming language, and they help us to write clean, reusable code. Imagine we're building a simple app that calculates the discount on a product during a sale. This is a common scenario in e-commerce platforms where discounts are applied to attract customers. Here's how we can do it using JavaScript. Function calculate discount, original price, discount percentage. Let discount amount, E, original price. Discount percentage, D, 100. Let discounted price, E, original price. Discount amount. Return discounted price. Now let's see this function in action. Suppose we have a product that costs $1,000 and we want to apply a 20% discount. Let product price equal 1,000. Let discount equals 20. Let final price equals calculate. Discount, product price, discount. Console. Log, original price, product price. Output, original price, 1,000 console. Log, discount, discount plus percent. Output, discount 20% console. Log, final price, final price. Output, final price, 800. See how our function neatly handles the entire discount calculation, making our code organized and efficient. This is just one example of how functions can simplify complex tasks. Functions not only make our code more readable, but also allow us to reuse code without rewriting it. This is especially useful in larger projects where the same logic might be needed in multiple places. By breaking down our code into smaller, manageable functions, we can debug and test each part individually, ensuring that our application runs smoothly. That's the beauty of functions in action. Practice makes perfect. Congratulations, everyone. You've just unlocked the superpower of JavaScript functions. Remember, the key to mastering any coding concept is practice, practice, practice. So go ahead, fire up your code editor and start experimenting with functions. The more you play with them, the more confident and comfortable you'll become. Happy coding, and catch you in the next video.